go back a few weeks ago to the Eagles-Saints game, and in the first half, the Eagles are up 14-0. Then all of a sudden, Foles with a bad interception, and bing, bap, bap, boop, boop, double moonwalk. The Saints have all the momentum, and they pretty much kept it the rest of the game. Now, one of the things that I think really hurt the Eagles in this game, it wasn't so much the turnover, it was the inability of the Eagles to run the ball. When you're up 14-0, it would have been nice if we could have come out, started running the ball, started wearing out that Saints defense, keep Drew Brees off the field as much as possible, have some long sustained drives. It would have been a great thing. But the Eagles don't have a running game. They don't have a running game, and they were one-dimensional in that game. So this offseason, it's very important for the Eagles to go out and get a running game. Get a running game to help this offense, to have balance in this offense, and it will open up everything for everybody else. So in this video, I want to go over some options that I think would work for the Eagles this offseason to get a running game. What a move by Howie Roseman! Whoa! Dallas still stinks. Everybody, King Ding back here, and I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I hope you got through that stinking Pro Bowl because it stunk. It was so boring trying to watch it. Now me, I've been sick with the flu. I'm starting to feel a little better. I'm on the other side. At one point I was like 102.5, 102.7 fever. Who knows? I was delirious. I don't remember. But I hate being sick, but I'm on the other side. So in this video, I want to talk about the running back situation for the Eagles. I want to talk about what options I think are legitimate options for the Eagles and things that they could possibly do to get better at the running back spot, because they have to. When Jay Ajayi went down this year, it really hurt the Eagles. They really had no running game. It was evident in the playoffs, especially against the Saints, when you're up 14-0, like I said in the intro. The Eagles got to get better at running back. This has got to be maybe top priority, maybe top 2 priority. They gotta get a running game, and there are a few ways that they can go about do it. Now, of course, we all hear the big name Le'Veon Bell, and look, I would love to have Le'Veon Bell, but when you look at the Eagles' cap situation and you look at what he wants and the fact that he missed the whole year, I don't think he's an option. I don't think that it's going to happen, and I think the Eagles should avoid it. Even though I like the player he is, I know he's very dynamic. I just think the amount of money, what you're getting, you can do better. There's other ways around it. Another option that a lot of people are talking about is Kareem Hunt. Now, Kareem Hunt, from a football standpoint, I think he fits the Eagles perfect. You probably can sign him cheap because he's going to probably have a lot to prove. So you probably get him pretty cheap. And in terms of football, it's a great option, and it's a possibility because there is speculation. There were reports after he was cut that the Eagles would be interested in him. But the thing with Kareem Hunt is that he's probably facing, at a minimum, 6-game suspension, okay? Plus, what is the blowback going to be publicly for bringing a guy that had his incident happen? Are people going to like it? Are they going to have to go through another Michael Vick type situation? I don't know. In terms of football, Kareem Hunt absolutely would be a great fit for the Eagles, probably pretty cheap, and I definitely think that it's an option the Eagles should definitely consider. I would have no problem with it, but you still would need somebody else to make up for when he's not there the first 6 games. So that's a guy I think we have to keep our eye on because I think that is a possibility. So a couple other possibilities that I think would be interesting for the Eagles and a good scenario. Now you have, of course, rumors today, CBS Sports said, what about a Leonard Fournette for Nick Foles straight up trade? I don't know that the Jaguars would do this. I really don't. But of course, if you get a healthy Leonard Fournette and he wants to play and he's motivated to play, he's a great player. He would be a great fit for the Eagles. I would have no problem with him. I think he's very underrated out of the backfield, actually. And I think this would be a good pickup, a good trade if the Eagles did it. I don't think this was going to happen. I don't think the Jaguars are going to trade him. If they do go after Foles, it's going to probably be for a pick. It's going to be some sort of draft pick. Not the 7th overall, but something maybe in the 2nd or the 3rd round, something like that. I don't see this as a real option and happening. One other thing I think is a possibility, something to watch out from afar, something that could happen. Now, there's a lot of interest or a lot of speculation rather, that Kareem Hunt is going to end up in Chicago with Nagy. Now, Nagy knows him from when he was in Kansas City, and there's a lot of speculation that Kareem Hunt will end up in Chicago. And when he does, this is going to put Jordan Howard on the trade block. Now, if I'm the Eagles and I can get Jordan Howard for like a 4th round pick, something like that, I would do it. He has 1 year left on his contract. I think he's about $800,000 or just under $800,000 in a cap hit. So he wouldn't cost the Eagles anything. I like the guy. He's a great running back. He would be a good fit for the Eagles. So that's something that I would definitely consider. Now, my last option is probably my favorite option. This is something that I think I would do. I looked at the Detroit Lions roster. I looked at their cap situation and the guys who are on their team. LeGarrette Blount is a free agent. I thought he was signed for 2 years, but it turns out he was signed for 1. He is an unrestricted free agent. So what I think I would do is I would go and get LeGarrette Blount, bring him back to Philly. He knows the team. He fits in well. We know how effective he has been for this team. Then I would take my first pick and I would draft a Josh Jacobs, something like that. Maybe get Benny Snell a little later, something to that effect. But I would go bring in LeGarrette Blount and then bring in a rookie like a Josh Jacobs to play for the Eagles. That way you have a guy who can teach the rookie how to play, and then they can share carries. And I think that would be a really good option for the Eagles. Matter of fact, I really like that option so much. The only other thing I would do is if I could get Jordan Howard and then draft Josh Jacobs anyway, something like that. But there's a few running backs out there. I'm just starting to go through Benny Snell and Josh Jacobs more in detail. So I'll do more running backs. If there's other running backs you want me to look at, let me know. But, I think that's a good situation. If you could get LeGarrette Blount back for like another year, draft the Josh Jacobs in the 1st round, I think that would be a great pickup for the Eagles, and it would give them a long-term running back. And we'll see where Corey Clement comes back and that kind of thing. But I think that's what I would do. I would probably either trade for Jordan Howard if he's available, or I would just bring LeGarrette Blount back and then draft a running back like a Josh Jacobs, a Benny Snell, somebody like that. And then I would have my future running back, and I would have 2 running backs for next year for the Eagles that would take the pressure off Carson Wentz. So what would you do? What do you want to do with the running back situation? Let me know. Now, of course, I'm not saying if the Eagles went out and made a splash, or something, got a Kareem Hunt. Of course I would love it, of course. But I think the most likely situation is they're going to draft a running back and bring in a LeGarrette Blount type guy. So what do you think? Let me know. And here's a reminder. I will be streaming Sixers-Lakers Tuesday night. Be sure to, join me with that. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.